Today we find a legend hiding in an old garage, a 1957 Chevrolet Nomad, and what happens when Zane takes it on the road you will not believe. And when Zane pressed that accelerator for the first time on an open road, the Nomad reminded him and everyone around him that it was not built to be slow. 5 production years, 1957 through 1961. Each with updates, each with its own character. 3 engine options. Base L6, 3.9 liter, 3,800 to 4.2 carburetor for the mountain road. Zane had driven modern cars here, fast, grippy electronic cars, but the Nomad was different. He knew immediately this would demand everything from him. Recirculating ball steering, no power assistance. Your hands feel everything, every road surface. Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to BikeVerse. If this is your first time here, brother, you showed up on the perfect day. This is BikeVerse, and this is our family, petrol heads, dreamers, and machine lovers from every corner of the world. Today we find a legend hiding in an old garage, a 1957 Chevrolet Nomad, and what happens when Zane takes it on the road you will not believe. Zane had heard stories. His grandfather's car, the one they said was special. He had no idea how special. 1957 by Chevrolet, and it had been sitting here waiting. Look at this. Designed by Harley Earl himself at GM Styling. The dual headlights, the rounded chrome grille with integrated round parking lights, that curved chrome sideline. Compare it to anything on the road today and ask yourself, which one has more character? Which one makes people stop and stare? The answer has not changed in 67 years. Inside, the split front bench, 3 people side by side, vinyl upholstery that still has dignity after all these decades. And under the hood, a V8, part of Chevy's legendary Tri-5 family. Either a 4-point. For the first time in decades, the Nomad was in the light again, and Zane had one thought. He was going to drive this machine the way it deserved to be driven.
This is the engine that made the 1957 Nomad famous in its era. A V8. Carburetor.
And when Zane pressed that accelerator for the first time on an open road, the Nomad reminded him and everyone around him that it was not built to be slow. No fuel injection. No computer management. A carburetor. It mixes air and fuel mechanics. The specifications: L6 base, 3.9 liter, 1 horsepower at 4,200 RPM, 3-speed manual. The gearbox of someone who drives. Every gear change is a decision. Every shift is a conversation. Or you chose the Power Glide, Chevy's 2-speed automatic with overdrive. 2 gears, that's it.
That sound, I cannot adequately describe it with words.
Drum brakes all around, front and rear. This is 1957 technology, so understand, at highway speed, the Nomad is in its element. Long, stable, and utterly commanding. Every other car on the road becomes background. The engine of the 1957 Chevrolet Nomad, 68 years old, still running, still remarkable. Some machines, they are simply built to last forever. The mountain road. Zane had driven modern cars here, fast, grippy electronic cars, but the Nomad was different. He knew immediately this would demand everything from him. Recirculating ball steering, no power assistance. Your hands feel everything, every road surface, every The Nomad is long and wide. It leans in corners, old suspension, where you feel the rear-wheel drive. And on this hairpin, Zane got a gentle reminder. The rear stepped out just a little.
He stopped. And then just looked.
Old school suspension, a floating quality. It is a different experience from modern suspension, but not a worse one. The panoramic windshield. In 1957, this was revolutionary. From inside, you feel drum brakes require respect on downhills. Zane braked early, progressively, let the engine help. By the time he reached the descent, something had changed. Zane was no longer learning the car. He and the Nomad were talking to each other, talking. The mountain road tested it, and the Nomad passed in a way that no specification sheet can capture. He stopped for chai, and immediately the Nomad did what it has always done. It stopped time. People came, they stared, they smiled. Some of them remembered Harley Earl, the man who defined American automotive design. This chrome line, it starts at the rear of the headlight casing and travels all the way to the rear bumper. Frameless side windows, no metal surround, just glass. And mine cars still have it around their windows. That long, flat roof. GM showed this exact design on the Nomad concept at the 1954 Motorama. 2-tone paintwork, upper body one color, lower body another, separated by that chrome strip. The Nomad story begins in 1955 with Harley Earl's vision. But it is understand what this Machine 7 refresh that demoted.
I had a Nomad just like this, my father's car.
I haven't seen one in 40 years.
From 1955 to 1957, small changes, massive impact on how the car was received. The Nomad shared its underpinnings with the Chevrolet Bel Air, one of the most respected American cars of the era. 1957 was the final year of the Tri-5 generation, and many consider it the finest. For 1958, GM updated the Nomad with quad headlights. 4 headlamps was a bold new look for the era. 5 production years, 1957 through 1961. Each with updates, each with its own character.
The Nomad was marketed as a family wagon, but families who bought one found they had purchased a statement. It could carry the children.
Today, a well-preserved 1957 Chevrolet Nomad is genuinely valuable. There is no place on earth where a 1957 Nomad does not turn heads. The 1957 Chevrolet Nomad, a legend in every sense of that word, not for what it still is, where it goes, whenever it is seen. Night, Zane had not planned this, but the Nomad seemed restless, and so did he. So he drove, into the dark, into whatever came next. At night, the chrome is extraordinary. Every passing light source is captured. The Nomad at night is something approaching art.
The dashboard at night, 3 dials glowing amber in the dark, the speedometer centered, temperature, an empty road at night, the Nomad accelerating, headlamps. In this moment, Zane understood what his grandfather had loved. Through the city, the Nomad collected light from everything around it and wore it proudly.
This is window down, night air, the V8 unfiltered by glass. This is what driving was supposed to feel like. Long road at night, the Nomad and a man who never expected to be here. In this car, he turned for home. The road ahead looked different than it had in the morning. The world looks different when you've been trusted with something irreplaceable.
Everything you are about to see, every number, comes directly from verified historical Chevrolet specifications for the 1957 Nomad. No guesses, just facts.
3 engine options. Base L6, 3.9 liter, 3,800 to 4.2 carburetor. Body style, 2-door station wagon. Also described as estate, combi, or touring. Medium segment classification.
2 transmission options. 3-speed manual, the driver's choice, fully engaged, fully rewarding.
Braking, drum brakes front and rear. This is the technology of 1957. Drivetrain, rear-wheel drive exclusively. Suspension, coil springs front, leaf springs rear. Production years, 1957 through 1961, 5 model years. Carburetor fed on all variants. Gasoline. Allow proper warm-up before demanding full power, especially in cold conditions. Ownership of a 1957 Nomad is a commitment and a privilege. Regular carburetor tuning, the 1957 Chevrolet car figure review gets. And this car deserves nothing less than honesty. After everything, after the mountain road, the night drive, the crowds that gathered, here's what BikeVerse actually thinks about the 1957 Chevrolet Nomad.
Profile 1. The collector. If you understand that certain things gain value.
Profile 2. The weekend enthusiast. If you have a daily driver for the commute and you want something that fills your weekend. Profile 3. The storyteller, photographers, filmmakers, content creators. There is no vehicle on honest pros and cons. Pros, arguably the most beautiful station wagon ever built. V8 power that surprised everyone in 1957. The BikeVerse score, design 10 out of 10, absolute perfection. Rarity and collectability 10. On-road. Zane put the key back. He knew what he had to do. Restore it. Zane made that decision. And what comes next? The restoration is its own story. The correct restoration of a 1957 Nomad means period-accurate paintwork. This is a calling.
Before you restore, you document every scratch, every rust spot, every chrome pit. Every mark tells you what the car's been through, and that history, even the difficult parts, is worth knowing.
The engine first. Always the engine first. If the V8 runs, everything else is cosmetic. The heart of the car must be right before anything else matters. Chrome restoration. Remove every piece. Send it for professional replating. The transformation from pitted and aged to the color. In 1957, Chevrolet offered 2-tone combinations with genuine courage and respecting what GM and Harley Earl intended. Interior upholstery. Period correct vinyl. The patterns GM used in 1957.
The 1957 Chevrolet Nomad. It waited 68 years. It can wait a little longer.